Hi, everybody. I'm Greg, Bioinformator, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Moxfield, and Blue Sky. And I'm back for more. So I got my second shipment of MTG Wilds of Eldraine in. So this is, what I've got on hand now is all that I'm getting, at least for the foreseeable future. But it's still a lot. So I've got three of these. So three collector boosters. I have three set boxes, and then I have a starter kit. Um, and yeah, so plenty more to come. Um, right now, we're gonna do this is um, this is collector box number 4 in total. Um, we're picking up where we left off from the other one, and we're going to see what kind of fancy stuff we can get out of here. So, yes, me holding it up like that was posing for a thumbnail. I've got the. Okay, I should set up my wrapper receptacle. uh, which is getting full from the other breaks. Okay, but we're ready to go. So it's a kind of traditional collector booster box. So we got the 12 packs. It's got nothing fancy, it doesn't have box toppers or anything like that. But what it does have is a bonus sheet set of cards that are included. So there's something called Enchanting Tales, which is similar to the Strixhaven Mystical Archives. And it's reprints of older cards and some really snazzy art. And then for some of those, they have anime versions of them, which are popular or at least pricey. So a lot of people like them, I guess. And some of them are, some are better than others. But anyhow, we got 12 packs to see if we can find some gold in here. So although there are more expensive cards in the set, I went for I really wanted Doubling Season and Parallel Lives, and that's already been achieved with the first wave. I've got 2 of each. So we'll see what happens here. So, okay. So we want to go to the suspense route. The commons are going to come out quick. I just want you to be able to see them in case you want to look them up later. But I've attempted to pronounce names and read some text boxes already in other streams. So for the uncommons and the uncommons, they're just there for the people that happen to want that bonus stuff. Okay. Knightly Valor. So this is an example of Enchanting Tales. That one's an uncommon. So there's several uncommons, and then there are some rares and mythics. So Grasp of Fate. So we had a second one in here. Cruel Somnophage. Okay, so that's a uncommon still. Court of Vantress is from the Commander set. Yes, WOC. Let's see if I keep them separate. Questing Druid. So that's a rare showcase adventure card. In the set, it's yeah, so that's the main set. Main set commander. Just figuring out the spacing here. I think I need to, yeah. Just trying to make this go smoothly for the next packs. Okay, Hardened Scales. So this is a rare version of a mystical tale. And we have a extended art foil Talion's Messenger. So there's the foil. And there's a mouse and a food token. I think that'll go there. Okay. I think I got my zones worked out. And just so you know, the focus is such that I can show you these in close up. So there's a little blur until the stacks get higher, but essentially, I find it annoying when the autofocus is like wobbling back and forth as I move cards around. So now we're into the uncommons. That's really cool art. Party Crasher. Okay, here's the full art swamp. That's pretty. I like that set. Utopia Sprawl. So this is a tail, uncommon. We have another tail that's foil, but it's still an uncommon. Raid Bombardment. Spectre of Mortality. So this is our main set rare. Unfinished Business. So this is a commander subset. So return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then return up to 2 aura and or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. So that's pretty cool. Bramble Familiar is a showcase. It's not foil. Yeah, so a showcase adventure. It's rare. Ooh, okay. Bitter Blossom. So this is the main normal. This is the normal version of the Bitter Blossom. There's one that they're calling Anime that's worth a little bit more, but still, this is a great pull. Mythic. So this is from the yeah. Let me rearrange things here because I think okay, those are fine. This one goes there. I'm only keeping them separate here because they're officially separate subsets, so the price checking thing, I've got different windows open for each. Gumdrop Poisoner, looking like showcase foil. So that's good. And then we have a fairy token, the food. And so I do have a reasonable number of bitter blossoms from all the stuff that I've tracked. Okay. Well, just do little selfies for the commons and uncommons. There's enough. You can pause on one if you want to check on what you can do with it in your game plan. Tattered Ratter. There's the Forest foil, full art. Spreading Seas, so that's an uncommon tail. Season of Growth, so a foil version of an uncommon tail. Sentinel of Lost Lore, foil from the main set. Blossoming Tortoise, which is also from the main set, in extended art. So I think I've got this in other versions, like in the regular foil, I think. So that's pretty cool. Baluna Grand Squall in Showcase. So another adventure. That one's mythic, actually. Okay, so Primal Vigor. So they are reprinting all of these doubling things. And this was one of the ones that needed a reprint to make it affordable for people, or more affordable. This is Enchanting Tale. Leyline of Anticipation in foil. That's pretty. And a treasure, the food. Okay. Freeze frame. Yeah, so once I sit down to sort through all this stuff, then I'll get a better feel for whether I have homes for these cards or not, or whether I want to build something within the set, or just use the cards to upgrade decks I already have. So there's a lot of food related stuff going on in this set. And here's the full art version of the planes. And I just built, in relative terms, the Lord of the Rings Food and Fellowship deck. I did my own kind of upgrade of that. And there's enough cards in here to make me, reconsider what I've got in that deck, see if there are any good swaps to make or not. Yeah, so that is foil. Impact Tremors. So an uncommon. Rowan, Scion of War. So that's like one of the main characters here in the Mythic from the main set. Court of Ventress again, in um, extended art. So this is from the Commander set. So our other one, yeah, the other one was foil. So Restless Fortress. So that's a neat version of that. So basically, there's a land set in the main set here. Basically, they're dual color. You pick one or the other when you're tapping, but they're tap lands, I think. Yeah, so they do come in tapped, and they've got some kind of ability where you pay something and you turn it into a creature until the end of turn with some other bonuses and things. Fraying Sanity. Okay. Yeah, so some of these that are some of the dark ones they fool you into thinking that maybe they're foil, but this one is just normal. But Fraying Sanity is one of the tails. And there is that same land, but in foil. So a borderless foil version of it. In a Nightmare, the food. Commons. And our uncommons. And there's the full art foil island. Intangible Virtue. So an uncommon tail. Vampiric Rites. Another uncommon tail. This one is foil. So it's Charming Scoundrel is the main set rare. Lord Skitter's Blessing. So that's yeah, that is main set. Rowan Sign of War in Borderless. So this may be my first Borderless version of Rowan. I'm not sure what that's going for. Okay, so now we have this is an example of a noticeably anime card. There's like some of the cards that are they're calling them anime, but to my eye, they don't necessarily look what I imagine anime to generally be. But this is obviously anime. So that's very pretty, and I think it's probably worth a little bit. And Repercussion in Borderless Foil. Okay. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, Repercussion deals that much damage to the creature's controller. So that can be interesting in a game. And I don't know what that's worth. Treasure and a food. Okay, we're on the final pack of the first stack. Okay. And a lot of the arts on these cards are pretty cool. And it's not restricted, so I'm glossing over the commons and the uncommons, but that doesn't mean that those aren't gorgeous as well. So we're into the uncommons now. So there's a lot of adventures in this deck, and some of them are legendary creatures, so you can use them as commanders. IFA Negotiator. And there's the foiled Full Art Swamp. Compulsion is an uncommon enchanted tale. A Griffin Airy in foil. That's an uncommon tale. Pollen Shield Hair in foil. That's cool. So essentially, it's eventually a creature buff, but you get to like make one Voltron something for a turn based on the number of creatures. Oh, I think I did put these in the wrong. Okay, so these are tails, so they belong in the tails pile. So this one's the main set. Okay. A Layla, Cunning Conqueror. So this is mythic from the commander set. And Layla, I think, of the commander set, because like there's usually like a smaller subset of cards in the commander subset that are worth a bunch. Oh, okay. Just looking it up in the wrong tab. So a Layla. So that one's in extended art. It says 654. I mean, that's respectable. Gumdrop Poisoner. And Showcase, not foil. Forced Fruition. So that's a rare tale. And Tale for the Ages. So that's from the main set in extended art foil. And a knight and a food. And for kicks. Oh, okay. Tale for the Ages isn't one of the expensive ones. Moving on. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I do think we have some decent stuff in here already. Some of it is, I may think it's worth more in my head than it actually is at this point. But fairy fencing. Okay. Forest. Dragon Mantle is the uncommon. Tail. Hatching Plans in foil is uncommon as well. 3 Blind Mice is our rare in foil. Yeah, so you create a mouse creature token, you create a token that's a copy of the target token you control, and creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Songbird's Blessing. So this is out of the Commander set in extended art. Horned Lockwhale in Showcase. Mana Flare is a rare tail. And Spiteful Hexmage in extended art foil from the main set. Rat, the food. Commons. There's all kinds of candy looking stuff on this plane. Gingerbread. Gingerbread Hunter. And planes. Stab Wound is our first tail in here, uncommon. Dark Tutelage. And this should be, yeah. So that's foil. Still uncommon. Hilda's Crown of Winter in foil. Lich Knight's Conquest extended art. Okay, that's still main set. Yeah, I think that's the same one that they have a different version of in the bundle. Restless Bivouac. So this is another one of those lands and pay to turn it into a creature till end of turn. Another Repercussion in the same box. Because I hadn't seen that card so far. Mana Flare in foil. So we have a rare Mana Flare in foil. Yes. We have a treasure and a food. Okay. So this is the do-it-yourself common section. Yes, because I realize there's a limited audience for what I do here. I haven't worked out the logistics of going live and trying to manage this live. I'm not really doing my own kind of streaming. Um, so, I'm just kind of like showing the cards and trying to find different ways to work through them. It They can take a long time if I start talking too much about all the you know all the different rarities. So I'll talk about them in some. This is the pretty foil full art island. I'll talk about them in some, but eventually I have to cut it out, and hopefully I get something that for someone who actually cares about the break will be able to sit through it. And otherwise, people are welcome to fast forward to get to what they want. And that's cool with me too. I'm cracking the packs anyway, so I just figure I might as well record them for posterity. Impact Tremors. So we have our uncommon tail. We have a foil Curiosity. So another uncommon. There's the Restless Fortress in foil. So standard set. Red Cap Gutter Dweller extended art. That's the main set. Ariette of the Charmed Apple. And so I think that this is maybe this is the borderless anime version of it, or it's just because I know that they have anime versions for the main set. Are there anime versions? I mean, for the Tales. If they are in the main set, it's some kind of alternate. It's not like the primary art. Rest in Peace. So we have a rare tail. And there's Red Cap Gutter Dweller again, except it's in the extended art foil. Rat and a food. Bespoke battle garb. Okay. Commons. Uncommons. Discerning Financier. Foil Full Art Mountain. Here's Dark Tutelage again. Compulsion. Foil. Lord Skitter Sewer King. Regular foil. So that's a main set rare. Corvold Gleeful Glutton in extended art foil. That's from the Commander set. There's the showcase of the Pollen Shield here. Oop. And another doubling season. So this is the anime version of the doubling season. So borderless anime doubling season. That's a tail. And Twining Twins in showcase foil. So that's a main set. Fairy and food. So I do believe this is going to come off as a good box. The doubling season goes a decent way. And I believe there's other stuff that will stand out. I'm gonna do some spot checks on prices. It's talking about the art. That's that one's pretty. I mean, really, there's a lot of good art in the set. Okay, we've reached the land, so now we're going to be getting into the more interesting stuff. Curiosity, stab wound, scalding viper, and foil. Spellbook vendor. So that's extended art from the main set. Restless Vinestalk. So this is another one of those lands. Oversold Cemetery. So that one's not a foil, but it is a rare. Ooh. Land tax. I don't know which version this is considered. That one is worth looking up right away. It used to be more expensive. So land tax. Okay, so this isn't the anime version. So okay, so it's just this keeps on tripping me up. No, wait a second. It's tax for and tax animate borderless. Okay, so the normal version of this 1326, and then okay, so the land tax foil is $24. So that's good. A treasure and a food. Okay, so now we're down to the final pack. Get through our commons. Yeah, so there's lots of sub-themes going on in this set. So I think we've got more giants. There's more ice stuff going on with like tapping creatures or putting stun counters on them. There's the adventure spells. So there's a whole lot more adventure spells. Some of them legendary, and there's fairies, and there's food. There's a rats sub-theme. So there's lots of different ways to go with builds from the set. Okay. A foil version of the Spreading Sea. Sleep Cursed Fairy. Foil from the main set. Rankle's Prank. from the main set, extended art, Devouring Sugar Maw in Showcase. That's main set. There's a Leyline of Sanctity as a rare tail. Virtue of Loyalty in Showcase foil. So create a 2/2 knight creature token with vigilance. Then at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Untap those creatures. Okay, I like this card. Treasure and a food. Okay. So if we take our commons, getting these all stacked to get out of the way. Okay. So in our main set, look that up. Look up Rowan. Yeah, so from the main set, there may be some stuff that's like mid-priced in here. It's not, things aren't jumping out to me as being all that big. I do want to look up the Rowan and the Ariette. So let's see. Find. Rowan. So Rowan, Sign of War, Borderless is 946. So that's solid. So Ariette's of the Charmed Apple. Okay, so it isn't anime. It's just an alternate kind of art style. So the borderless version of it is 831. Okay, so those are both decent cards, but they're not like, major. I may have missed something, but the rest of those didn't look too amazing. Let's look at the commander ones next, because they're more hit or miss. The Forts. Horrible. It's not okay. And okay, so Layla, we already said, was about 6. The Court of Vantress. They're like 3-ish. So not as big of a deal. Coribald. Thought that was, yes. So Corvold extended art foil is like 14 to 15. So that's actually the best that we've hit so far on these two subsets. The Songbird I don't think is worth much. Only the extended art foil is at a premium. Unfinished Business. Unfinished business in extended art is like three-ish. Okay. But then we have the tails, which is I'm finding is the value for the boxes depends on how you do with your tails hits. So for the tails, okay, let's see. I'm doing a quick alphabetizing of them, so I don't have to actually individually search. I can scroll. Rest. Mana Flare. Yeah, I'll be interested in the repercussions, how those sort out. Restless with a basic Mana Flare. And we have our anime card here. We'll have to see how that does. Forced Fraying. Leyline. Anticipation. Primal Vigor will be solid. Oh yeah, there's also the Bitter Blossom in here. Okay. So first we got to hit with the Bitter Blossom. Okay, so Bitter Blossom. This is just the standard one, I guess. So that's like 15. So that's solid. Doubling Season in the anime, more or less, is like 70. Forced Fruition. Not really. It's like 3-ish. Fraying Sanity is cheap. There's the land tax. So the land tax is like 25 in the foil, or 24, 25. So it's like 100 with just those two. You know, and plus some others so that we're over the hardened scales. I know is not, that's been kind of like reprinted enough that it's not gonna matter. Yeah. Leyline of Anticipation. And foil is 255. Sanctity. 3. Mana Flare. 278 in foil. Primal Vigor. Primal Vigor. Primal Vigor. This looks like this is just the standard version, I think. Is like 8 to 10. The Oversouled So I didn't fully alphabetize. Oversold cemeteries and 50s. Okay. Polluted bonds. Polluted bonds. Anime borderless is 21. That kind of belonged with the main set. Repercussion. Repercussion. Okay. Repercussion in anime borderless foil is like 40-ish. And then the regular repercussion, non-foil, is like 10. Now I think that the lands, I don't believe, are that. Also, that would be in the main set. Rest in Peace, like 99 cents. Virtue of Loyalty, I am curious about. And that also, oh, that's back to the main set. So, Virtue of Loyalty Showcase Foil is 1387. So, I think this was a good box. I think that if I tally up even the like the stuff that's $1 or above, I feel pretty comfortable that this one would probably come out ahead. It does have some really excellent hits in it. And so it's cool having, so I didn't own a repercussion before this. I like this version of the Virtue of Loyalty. The showcase version looks pretty cool, and I think that's a full card. We got an anime card, another Primal Vigor, a snazzy land tax, doubling season, anime version, Bitter Blossom, Rowan, Ariette, Layla, and Corvold. So, yeah, so this is a good start for my second wave. So, thank you for checking this out. I've got more to crack. We'll see how lucky I get. And then I don't think I'm gonna do the per box breakdown because it's just too much work and not worth the return on the effort invested. So I will sort, and then I will have, like, hits across the waves that I've gotten from all of my breaking. We'll see what that looks like. So there's two more collector boxes to go, and there are three set boxes and a starter deck for me to still look at before I am. And I still haven't cracked open the commander decks yet. I did buy 2 sets of those. I can crack one immediately and then decide if I like those decks and want to keep them as precons, and then eventually crack the others if I want to do upgrades. Something else. Thanks for watching. More to come, and hope to see you there. Bye.